Hello, this is Jim, and this is a KitchenAid refrigerator. And it does have a little bit of an issue, and it's in the lower freezer compartment. Now let me just open this up, and you can see I've already removed the lower tray here, but you can see it's all full of ice. It's actually really caked up ice, and you could actually pull out slabs of ice. But let me do that. I'll show you what the issue is. So I'm back in here, and you can see that this is all ice, and I could just kind of pry it up, and without damaging this, I could probably, there you go, check that out. Big slabs of ice. Now this is supposed to be a self-defrost refrigerator, but the drain plug is a bit plugged and iced over, and it's not adequately draining to the back. Now what happens in the back of the refrigerator, water kind of drips down, and there's a fan back there, you might hear it in the back, that actually evaporates it, and that's how it works. But the water is not getting to the back. And so I'll go around the back and show you what the problem might be. Okay, so this is the back of the refrigerator. You can see some lines, and I've already unplugged it, so we're fine. This little copper tube is the water going in for the water supply for the ice maker and the filtered water, and this is the power cord. And you see this kind of plate in back with these little screws right here, and I'm just going to take a nut driver and just first remove all these nuts, or these screws here. So I removed all the metal screws holding it in, and couple of them were holding the water line, and here's another water line going up. I had to untape some of these temporarily just to loosen things up so I can actually get this open. So with that taken care of, I could just very carefully, you have to be very careful because there's a lot of different things connected here. I'm going to get this power line out of the way, and let's just slip that up like this. Like that to loosen that up, and then everything kind of carefully falls into place. I need two hands to do this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this loosely taken care of. Here, let me put my light down a little bit, and you can kind of see there's still wires connecting it, so you can't get this plate too far off, but you can start seeing what's going on here. Right here is the evaporation plate. Here's the fan motor that kind of evaporates everything. And I might have to switch my, maybe my iPhone, but if you can look back here, you see a little bit of a drain plug right here. So this is the drain that comes down from the top, and water just drips down here into the pan down here and gets evaporated. Now our issue is on the top of this little drain, and this is just a little U-trough drain, so water just drips down there. And let's see if I can get a closer shot here. Okay, it's really tight, and hopefully this is focusing all right. But if I turn in here, I can't even see this. Hold on. When I turn in here, you can kind of see what's going up on top. There's a little plug that comes from the refrigerator there. That's the white thing coming out of the metal, and then you see this black attachment with this little arm off of it. Now that's what's called a grommet, and that is what's causing our problem. And let's see if I can take that off. It might be a little frozen. I might have to use a hairdryer to get it off. I haven't allowed this to defrost yet, but let me give it a shot. I got my fingers on it, and I'm kind of just pulling it down. Let's see if I can. I'm breaking it. I think I got it off. There we go. And it just kind of pulls off just like that. Now that's the grommet. So let's take a closer look at this grommet. You can kind of see it has a couple of wings just like that. It's not really focusing very well. There you go. And inside you can kind of spread these little things, but you can see how dirty it is. Now, and you could actually even see that gunk in there? That is actually plugging the water from going down the grommet. Now the grommet is designed so it when there's water here, it will perk water and drip water down, but it won't really allow that much condensation and such to go up into the refrigerator. You're trying to keep water and condensation from going up into the refrigerator, and this little flap kind of prevents that. But because it's so gunked up like this, you can see how much gunk is there. Let's see if I can get a better shot at this. You can see how much gunk is there. They get clogged up, and the water is not allowed to come out, and therefore it just stays in the refrigerator and ices over. So I'm going to clean this up as best I can, and I'll get right back to you. So I've already cleaned off the grommet, but there is still a lot of ice built up back there, and I want to make sure it starts draining. So I'm just going to take a simple hair dryer and kind of go back here. Oops, lost my light. And just so I'm getting a little tired of waiting for the hair dryer, so I'm just got a little squeegee with some hot water, and I'm just sort of spraying it in here. And I have a towel here because it could drip out, and I've been doing this for a while, and it actually, I started hearing it draining back, and so finally the ice did melt, and it's draining back, and I'll show you. Okay, and so you could see that there is indeed water, if you can see, water in this pan. There you go. And that came from the water I added, hot water, and it all came down that tube. So I know everything's de-iced now, and I could go ahead and reinstall the grommet. And yeah, you don't have to necessarily use a hair dryer or squeegee water down. You could just wait for everything to defrost, but I'm impatient, so I did it this way. But let's reinstall the grommet. And here you go. Here's the cleaned up grommet. You can see it's clean now and ready to reinstall. Now, the interesting part about it is this particular type of grommet is actually the second generation of grommet. Now, this is the KitchenAid refrigerator, but also Whirlpool, and this, the manufacturer makes several different brands. But the original grommet was much smaller and was having the same problem, so they redesigned it and installed this one in. This is a newer model, so this actually came with a refrigerator. But these are actually given the same problem, so they haven't really fixed the problem. But I have heard that you could perhaps make a little notch, kind of a V notch, kind of in the middle of this to help keep this open all the time. I don't want to do it this time around. Maybe if it keeps on giving some problems, we'll go ahead and cut a V notch right here. But these are also replaceable, so if these got damaged when you removed them, you could reorder these. So let's go ahead and reinstall this. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you could exactly see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna reinstall this right on top of here. And it's very difficult with one hand, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see. There we go. And sort of just work it up there. And these, I could only imagine that these little arms are to help push it up. And just get it up there so it'll stay there just like that. And hopefully it will stay unplugged this time. So there you have it, and this should be a functional. When I plug this in, the fan will kick in, start evaporating the water in the pan, and we're good to go. I hope this helped you out. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.